Well, they're one of the largest snakes in the world, and they're threatening Florida's ecosystem right now. Florida wildlife experts estimate tens of thousands of Burmese pythons are live in the Everglades, and they're now spreading to other areas there. They're even wiping out species of animals that live naturally and indigenously in the Everglades. Well, now the state of Florida is turning to the public for help. A hunting contest called the 2013 Python Challenge started this weekend. And this morning, Keith Sprague with the John Ball Zoo is joining us in studio to talk a little bit about that. He's brought along a guest with him as well.
Yes, a ball python.
That's correct.
So what is the issue in Florida? What is this problem all about? How did this happen?
Well, really, we have a case where animals were released into the wild that weren't native to the area. So, unfortunately, due to some people releasing their pets, as well as Hurricane Andrew was responsible for releasing some from breeding facilities, now these snakes are loose in the wild and they're actually reproducing there as well.
And they're able to thrive down there because of what the temperate climate is something that is really kind of suitable to them?
Yeah, the climate's really similar to where they're found in the wild. So it's not ideal. It does get pretty cold sometimes in Florida, but it's pretty close, and it's close enough that they're able to survive and really thrive down there.
So why do conservationists want to reduce the population then?
Well, they're not a native species. Just like here in Michigan, we've got problems with zebra mussels in the Great Lakes. Yep. This is their equivalent. They've got problems with these Burmese pythons eating all sorts of animals. So they're eating all sorts of native species, even alligators and some of the endangered species as well.
You know, the thing is that so many people in Michigan head down to Florida every single year here to go to Disney World or just to travel, just to end up on one of the little areas down there to check out some of the coastal towns. Is this something we should be concerned about? I mean, are we going to run into these pythons if you head down there? Are they going to eat our children?
I hope not. No, I mean, if you're on the beach, you're not going to see one of these. Really, the only time you're going to run across one is if you're getting your feet dirty, walking through the Everglades. You might see one. You might see one on the roadside or crossing the road, but yeah, this is not going to be bothering your sunbathing on the beach, at least. So.
Is this a situation where it's more afraid of you than you are of it?
Oh, sure.
Okay.
Sure, yeah. As long as you're keeping your distance, it really shouldn't be a problem.
Yeah, but some of these guys can get really big.
They can.
Like 20 feet or so. You guys have a few of them at the zoo, as a matter of fact, right?
Yeah, we do. We have some reticulated pythons, and there are some of those in Florida as well. And those can hit about 20 feet. The Burmese pythons, which is one of the big problems there in Florida, they actually average about 12 to 15 feet. 20 feet is kind of rare. But I mean, yeah, you can have a big snake, but you think of it a lot like a beehive.
Yeah.
If you're going to keep your distance, it's not really a danger. If you're going to go poking it with a stick, yeah, you might end up with some problems.
Yeah, is this a situation that if Grandma lives down in Florida and she's got a little dog or something, you should be telling her to keep it inside?
Well, occasionally they do take animals from people's homes, but it doesn't happen as often as perhaps as believed. You do have the excuse of blaming pythons down there. If your cat or dog goes missing here, you can't blame it on a python.
No, you can't.
But down there you can.
Okay.
So how do people avoid this problem? What do we need to do if we have an exotic pet that we want to get rid of?
Well, the key thing is to get a pet responsibly. So we want to make sure that we're getting pets we can take care of long term. A lot of people buy these pythons and don't realize how big they're going to get. But if you do end up in a problem where you really can't take care of an animal, getting a hold of your local humane society or animal shelter, if they don't have the resources, aren't willing to take that animal, oftentimes they can direct you to reptile societies who can handle the situation. So there are organizations out there that take really good care of these animals.
And real quick here, we don't have this problem here in Michigan, because of the climate then? These guys can't survive in this cold weather,
That's
right?
correct. And even northern Florida is really a problem for most of these python species.
Okay, great. Well,
Keith
thank you
Sprague
so
from
much.
John Ball Zoo, thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
With your friend.